Hi there. I have been quite MIA on my channel here recently. My family is in the process of a big move. And with that, as all of us creatives know, it comes with packing up a whole lot of stuff. And sadly, I realized also how much yarn that I had, not sadly, that's not a correct word. I'm excited actually because going through the process, it made me find some yarn that I had actually forgotten that I had and stuck in some other spots and not my normal spots. So now here I am in a new home and trying to figure out where I'm going to have my new craft space. So for the time being, I have still yet to unpack everything because of that and only have some of my things out. Anybody else run into this problem moving? I would love any suggestions that you might have that could possibly help me. I also found that I had accumulated more granny squares than I realized, and I'll show you what I did with those and just how many. I'll just give you a little peek for those that are interested. Little box, just, I guess it's kind of a medium-sized box full of granny squares. So I think I've mentioned before on here that I like to occasionally, when I get, especially when I get new yarn, just whip up a granny square to see how it will turn out. Quite often I do the sunburst style. I have a tutorial on my channel for that. If you are new to crochet and haven't created a sunburst square, granny square. And yeah, these actually, I do know that this is cotton, and I originally purchased it from Joann's. And actually this is the same, see that variation? But I know it came from the same cotton because I actually had done a quick little short on the fact that sometimes when you get the variegated yarn, you don't know what it's going to look like, and it can look quite different one to another, to make sure your dye, your lot colors are the same if you're trying to create something similar. And this is in my favorite Bernat Bundle Up Marshmallow. I would love to create a large granny square blanket in this solid. I like this is actually on my bed, and I love my duvet. It's kind of like a quilt cover. It's just kind of off-white on off-white, and for some reason it makes me think of this. So I'd love to do that one day. But so I had several of those done apparently. This was, what was this? This is what mixing a very thin yarn with a thicker yarn and then just crocheting them together. So that again, it's from some of these. I have done different videos on my channel kind of showing you, but I haven't done anything with them yet. As you see, they were stored in a box. Several I didn't finish the square yet. This is really soft yarn. This is a really thin, turned out really pretty. This was actually a thrift store yarn that I found, and it wasn't labeled or marked. It's really soft. It's super, super fine. I think I used a small hook size for sure on that. I tend to use a 5.5 ml when I create blankets. That's kind of my go-to hook. But this sunburst, see how you can create it depending on the yarn color you use. You can easily turn them into flowers, sunflowers, daisies. This one is a little different because the center I made larger. So it's just like an endless box of granny squares. This is the what do they call this? More like the traditional granny square. It is what, when I make my blankets like this, I just keep going and going, and you can kind of mindlessly keep crocheting. You don't have to stop and make it a small square. You can make one large blanket in that, in case you didn't know that. This is a gray, very light. This box is just full. So here's in the traditional, you may have seen plenty of these granny square blankets in this style, especially in thrift stores, sadly. But switching out the colors, just, I think this one, my goal is to one day make a blanket that just kind of alternates more so in those pinks and oranges, orange tones. Sometimes people think pink and orange, you can't put them together, but as you see, you actually can. So anyway, this box, it goes on and on. This one, I think I had ran out of yarn and I just stopped. But so here is, I don't know what I was really trying to go for there. Maybe a type of daisy, but I kind of did this. I think I would have just stuck with this and made both of these in the white. This is in a cotton. I like to purchase a lot of my cotton yarn from Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton. It's because it's really soft. Some cottons are a little more stiff. Those could be good for washcloths, but not necessarily for blankets. Nobody wants a stiff blanket. There's a larger one. Here's a very colorful one. I do know this was a big twist yarn. I heard that there's some sites that carry some big twist yarn still. So that's still a plus. This is pretty, and I have not done anything with it yet. Could turn that into a blanket. And of course, depending on the yarn that you use, your squares, even if your hook size is say a 5 ml like I tend to use, it doesn't mean that all your squares are going to turn out the same size, because your yarn weight could be different. The thickness, like obviously this more coral, light peach coral tone here, along with the center, which is I know is a Caron Simply Soft, it will, as you see, have your square turn out larger. So I would have to use a different hook size if I wanted to use this yarn and kind of incorporate it into like an every other. I like when blankets also almost like a checkered pattern. So goals, hashtag goals, right? But there's so many in here. This blanket here, this was the lattice, Bernat lattice, and I don't know about you. Has anyone else used Bernat lattice? There's not much I can even find, especially not in this color wave, online anymore, because they don't make it. They have some blacks. I actually have a couple skeins of black, variegated black left, but and I think I have another one skein of this, and I've made numerous ones of these to kind of, I was going to do a actual granny square traditional style, but in the squares, not in the large one. This is one of my favorite blankets. I think it really holds up well. It doesn't really pill. It stays pretty soft. It does have a little bit of a different texture, maybe than some other blankets that yarn you've worked with and blankets maybe you've created, but I really like it. It almost just, when you feel it and grab hold of it, it makes you think, oh, this is a blanket that's going to last and stand the test of time. And I was really, really sad when they stopped making that, and that was long before Joann's closed up. So this is that Bernat lattice in the black variegated. And when I started creating this, I thought that I would create a checkered, like a literal checkered, large checkered blanket. But as you see, I've just done some squares and haven't put them together yet. Please tell me that I'm not the only one with this problem. And then I tried doing that with this yarn. This is from, let me think. I believe this is from Michaels. It's their line. It's super soft. So this is in the Sunburst. And it turned out really pretty. Again, when you just use one color, sometimes you really have to pay attention to see the pattern. I have this blanket, I use this like every night myself. I made just one large granny square, and then put the pom-pom border, again my favorite border. I have a tutorial on my channel, you hop over and look at it. I pull at, like, I think at nighttime I like to like stick my fingers in it and grab hold of it in the bed and just pull it over to me and stuff. So I feel like I have created some snags in the yarn. I don't mind that because, again, this is my personal blanket, of course. But just to make someone aware, if they say they did this style, just the one singular go, 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 go granny square traditional until you're at the size you like, to just make note that it could, if you're making it to sell or give as a gift, the person could end up kind of pulling at some of them. But some people, if it becomes their favorite blanket, they don't really mind that, and I am one of those someones. So that's what that looks like, though. But I do, it's so soft. So anyway, I won't hold you up. I just wanted to let you know where I've been and why I disappeared for a while. Like I said, packing, and still plenty more to go. But thanks for checking things out today, checking out where I've been, and stay tuned for hopefully some better videos coming up. Thanks, guys. Have a blessed day. Bye.